your best impersonation.
Hello, friends. Today we're gonna look at this and that and see if it's fucked up or not. And I'm gonna sit in the lazarette and curse for a while. Then I'm gonna take a break and then get back in the lazarette and curse again. Then I'm gonna lay down in the smallest place that I can possibly fit and drop my tools and curse again. What else do we have on the agenda? I don't know. We're gonna just have to see how this goes. So let's see how this goes.
There you go. So I don't need to do this. She can do it for me. This is Metal, the ever elusive camera girl, comic relief and antagonist. She's been a big part of helping me with the boat. She shot a lot of the footage. She's lent a hand when it was impossible for me to do things that I couldn't do otherwise. You've all met Pony, the star of the show. So people were asking to see Metal. She doesn't like to be on camera, but you know, I forced her into it today somehow. What was the hardest part, you think, on the whole business, other than dealing with me?
That's the only thing. That's the only difficult part. No. The water lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it was easy, but it became increasingly more difficult. The 40th time you have to rebuild it, and then the leak in the leak at
packing
the top.
that. Putting the
That's not what I meant. I meant the leak in the fuel thing, the priming the engine.
Oh yeah. The air leak we had on the secondary fuel filter. We didn't have any good footage of one of our big battles, which was getting the wet exhaust hose onto the iron U at the top of the exhaust on the engine. It was so difficult to get on, and I kept trying to force it on, and it would just snap over, and it was so stiff. I would hold it, and Metal would put her foot through the hole, and we would try to push it to get it on, and we couldn't get it, and then it kept just flying past, and Metal suggested we put a wrench or a screwdriver or something in the pipe so it would stop it. And that ended up being the way we went about getting it on. Was we would put it in, we got it to slip to that point, and then we're able to force it up and get the I don't remember what we ended up using.
Wow.
Screwdriver.
You have to use something that doesn't have a head at the bottom.
Yeah, turns out.
Because once it's
got
in
stuck.
there, it's totally a screwdriver.
Screwdriver is what we ended up using, and it made a big difference. So that was quite a feat, and we were both wrestling it for a while, so there's no footage of that. But yeah, she's helped so much. Very appreciative, and she laughed at me the whole time I was angry, and she laughed at me when I wasn't angry, and she continues to laugh at me. So there's that. And there is some footage of us coming up in the future. I don't want to spoil it, but some fun footage coming up. On this episode, we make our first attempt at starting the engine. So, finishing hooking things up, my little brother Colby came from 29 Palms. Our big plan was to try to sail on this day. That didn't end up happening, but we made huge progress. So he came down, we hooked up the batteries, and got everything else hooked up, the control panel, and
Partially.
Yeah, partially. Well, hooked up enough to try to start the engine. And I wired some things up wrong. We had lots of smoke coming out, which we don't have footage of that, unfortunately, but that was quite an adventure. So that's this episode. Very close to sailing. So here we go. Again, Metal. Everyone's been asking about. She doesn't like the camera.
Let's see how it goes.
We'll see how. we'll see how it goes. So on the boat, gonna try to sail today. Have to hook up the control panel, hook up the batteries, and see if it starts. Got the first 5 gallons of diesel fuel, put that in, and go from there. We'll check in later, see how it's going. Just spread this fucking hose up.
James. Never mind. We'll do the silent section. Silent segment. Except for me, John.
Hooking up the control panel. Kind of temporary. I'm gonna come back and do it in a better way later. Just trying to get this boat out on the water.
July 23rd.
July 23rd.
3-something p.m.
3-something p.m.
Repeat after me.
Repeat after her. Don't be scared.
I can feel that elbow in my face already.
Nah.
Oh, I'm supporting the weight.
Ugh.
Are you sure?
I got it.
Okay.
Fucking balls. Okay, can you hand me the lid for it?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now the next one, we'll do the same process. Okay. Okay. I got it. Fucking
I could have just held this.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, left. Stop around.
You want the one with the...
Let's see what's happening here. There's actually one that's...
Yeah.
Oh, let me hook this up, see, and plug this in and see if it does something stupid. Okay, tell me what fucking happens.
You want to do the honors this time?
Well, there will be no switch.
Is it ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, that's a good sign. It didn't blow up. So I need my half inch.
The half inch. There you go. No fire yet.
And then you start it.
Okay.
So we got power to the engine, to the controls.
Sweet.
I want to run the fucking bilge pumps to the battery
Okay.
right now. So that, you know,
Yeah.
we can bypass the whole house system for now. Run the bilge pumps to the battery. And then see if we can get the engine started. Wired everything up the way I thought it was supposed to be wired up. It's apparently something was wrong. So lots of smoke started coming behind the control panel. We turned everything off. I just wired the battery directly to the engine. Now I'm wiring the bilge pump directly to the battery, just so we can try to get this engine started, and then I'll work out what's wrong later with the other. Okay, so this is the first attempt at starting the engine. It's not going to start right now, but we're going to try it out, see what happens, and work through troubleshooting from there. Well, it started. Okay, Kobe, you want to try it?
Yeah.
So turn it and let it set for a second. Turn it on. Now hit the button. Hit the button. Okay, turn it off. Cool. Oh, good. Yes.
What?
It's getting fuel.
How do you know? I mean,
Because
aside the fact that it
That
started.
just shot right out. Oh. Okay, try it again.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. See if the water's coming out the back. Water? There it is. There it is. It's running. Got fuel. Got water coming out. Water coming out. It's all good. So we got the engine running, ran for a while, and eventually stalled. There's air in the fuel lines, so tried bleeding it several times, no luck. So come back tomorrow, play with that, get it bled, and see if we can get her to keep running for a long time. She ran for quite a while before she died, so Yeah, it's good though. Good day. Got everything, you know. We have the engine running, so that's the big obstacle. So now we just sort out all the other stuff. So yesterday we got the engine started, and it ran for about 5 minutes happily. Sounded great, and then it stalled out and died, and I couldn't get it to restart, and I couldn't figure out what the issue was, but I was fine with the fact that we got it started. So I was like, call it a night, put the boat to bed. And then driving home, I remembered when I filled the fuel tank, I put a rag under the vent, the fuel tank vent hose. So I was like, maybe that was, you know, suffocating it or creating it to be a pressurized system. So let's cruise up and see if that rag's still there. And that might be the issue. We'll find out when I turn it on. So just now getting to the boat. So there you go. That's probably the issue. So we'll find out. So installing one of these inline hand fuel primer pumps. See if that'll help us prime the engine. The little pump on the engine is so difficult to get to, and I don't know how much it's pumping. So this thing should do the trick. So just put in a hand priming bulb right there. Help me prime the engine better. I was having trouble with the little small pump that's on the side, really difficult. So just bled the engine, got diesel to come out, all the points. So we're gonna try to start it and see what happens. So, got the Yanmar blade tonight. Sounded good. Looked on the internet, found out how to, we couldn't get it to bleed to the injectors, so found a forum. People said, undo the injector bolts, put it full throttle, turn it over, start it up like that. I tightened down the injector bolts. She's purring. So, very happy, super stoked. All is good.
On the next episode, the boat finally leaves the slip, the first time in over 6 years. We take her for a quick motor around the basin, make sure the Yanmar is doing good. Spend some time going through the sail inventory, seeing what's what. Before finally getting to see how she handles out at sea, spending the day sailing off the coast of Los Angeles. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. If you liked the episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see clips that didn't make it into the full episodes, I've started putting up Patreon-only videos on my Patreon page. Until next time.
I think you should say that Pony's my dog.
Okay, hold her up.
It's okay, huh?
Hold her up.
Well, she's not. Stop it.
Another thing to add, Metal wants everyone to know that Pony is actually her hound. Great co-pilot, but her dog. Just wanted that. And she also was very adamant about me putting a disclaimer on the earlier video that when we lifted the engine into the truck, it was late at night and the outfit was her pajamas.
Yeah.
Of course, I refused to put that disclaimer on my video. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, because at 10 o'clock at night, he decides that we should drive 50 miles to go get the engine.
It's not 50 miles, but okay.
40 miles to go get the engine so that he could take it with him in the morning somewhere.
Yeah. So, there's the disclaimer
Yeah.
about her, you know.
Also, the angle makes it look like it almost hit me in the face, but it didn't almost hit me in the face.
No. I overlifted, and that's what threw it off.
Yeah, it went to
But-
my side.
She did great. No problems. We did one little test lift. She just hammered through it. One shot. No complaining. Amazing. Really amazing. So.
No, no, back.
So.
Okay, that's enough. Thanks.